India has a long history of friendly relations with Qatar, marked by commercial ties and people-to-people contacts. The relationship today is rich, close and multidimensional. The large Indian community acts as a catalyst for enhancing ties across the spectrum of bilateral relations. These include exchanges of high-level visits and cooperation in multilateral institutions and political consultations. The bilateral trade and investment relationship between Qatar and India have been witnessing significant developments. India's bilateral trade with Qatar increased from $1.2 billion in 2005 to $3.7 billion in 2009. And in financial year 13-14, Qatar and India bilateral trade was at $16.7 billion. Major items of Indian exports are machinery and equipment, transport equipment, textiles, food products, ores and minerals. As per Indian statistics, India's exports to Qatar for financial year 2009-10 were $537 million, while our imports from Qatar for the same period amounted to $4.6 billion. India's exports to Qatar reached a total value of $989 million in financial year 13-14. Qatar's exports to India amounted to $2.8 billion in 2008 as compared to $896 million in 2005. A report by Qatar National Bank shows India is currently the third top export destination for Qatar. In September, India, which is the third largest economy, accounted for 14.5% of total Qatari exports. Total exports in September stood at QR 36.1 billion and imports at QR 9.8 billion. India is the fourth largest export market for Qatar after Japan, South Korea and Singapore. In terms of Qatari imports, India ranks at the 10th position. Qatar and India have a strong relationship, particularly in the energy and petrochemical sector. Trade between two countries have been steadily growing. Around 6 lakh Indian nationals work in Qatar, comprising the largest expatriate community in the country. Qatar is also the largest source of India's LNG imports at 86%. India has signed an agreement to purchase 7.5 million tons of LNG every year from Qatar for a period of 25 years. The first shipment took place in 2004. The full supplies of 7.5 million tons have begun from January 2010. In addition, 1.25 million tons was supplied as special cargoes between July 2007 and September 2008. In December 2014, India has received its biggest shipment of liquefied natural gas at PETRONET LNG Limited's DAHEJ import terminal in Gujarat. Many Indian companies are actively involved in Qatari market. These include L&T, Tata Projects, Voltas and Punj Lloyd. State Bank of India has opened its branch at the Qatari Financial Centre. Since India has a large agriculture sector, a huge market exists here for fertilizers. Qatar is a major producer of fertilizers. The talks between the visiting leader and senior Indian leaders would focus on investment opportunities for Qatar in India, especially in the light of unveiling of Make in India program in India, as well as a possible Indian opportunities for engineering, procedural and construction firms in Qatar as it is preparing for the FIFA World Cup. Qatar has also showed interest in India's Smart City project, focused on investment in 10 smart city projects in the first phase, besides power, solar energy, infrastructure development, healthcare and education. Srijan Srivasta's report, DD News, New Delhi.